Hello, 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 guys. Welcome back to Between Bells here on Cheddar. Riddle me this. What supervillain has kept comic book fans puzzled and petrified since his debut back in 1948? Do you know what the answer is, Kristen?
Yes.
Batman's the Riddler. I knew that's exactly what you were going to say. Now Edward Enigma is now trying his hand as a game show host on tonight's episode of Gotham on Fox. So joining us to tell us all about his character is the man who plays him, Cory Michael Smith. Cory, great to have you on.
Thanks for having me.
So very
on the floor of the stock exchange.
I know.
It's a big
Is this your
deal.
first time here?
No, it's my second. We got to ring the bell.
Oh,
the Gotham cast rang the bell like 2
that's
years ago.
right. I do
Very
remember
fun.
that.
Yeah,
It's much
cool.
different than a lot of people expect it in the movies. You're expecting like papers flying in the
Yeah,
air.
I wanted like glitter
Yeah.
and like confetti, and it was.
Oh, I
You can still do that.
Yeah,
we can still do that.
I know we should have brought like fistfuls.
You and I could.
They're so strict here though about like
Everything.
about clothing
Yes.
and stuff. So
You're on point.
thank you.
We
Yes.
should
Thank
say
you.
yes.
That
I
is
brought a little
Stock-
square just to
stock-
pick up the class.
Exchange approval.
Cory, we got to talk about tonight's episode of Gotham tonight. What can we expect from the Riddler? This is really cool that he's a game show host.
Yeah, so this is like standing in as my audition for Family Feud.
Right, exactly.
Like
Down the
host
road.
season 28.
Yeah.
So it's based loosely on my favorite comic book. I brought this particular story to our showrunner, and I was like, please integrate this into the show at some point. So it's called The Riddle Factory. He was running this like underground game show in the Narrows, which is like the rough part of town. And he brings people up and he challenges them to a riddle. And if they get it wrong, then we spin the wheel of misfortune.
Uh-huh.
And it's like kind of ridiculous shenaniganery that's going to like happen to these people.
It sounds like a lot of fun.
It's very fun.
And if
What
you
are
don't
your
need
favorite
Family Feud, you
parts?
can just take this.
Well, so anytime that the Riddler gets to be like performative and outgoing and a little cocky and kind of like mess with people, those are my favorite episodes because it just kind of like gets to let it fly and be absurd. But at the end of the season, or at the end of the episode tonight, there is a bit of a head scratcher twist where some romance is blossomed unexpectedly. It gets a
Okay,
little
can you tell us
dangerous and
any more?
violent and hot.
Dangerously violent and hot,
Yeah.
Cory.
If you're into that.
Okay, well, it's
That's
funny.
a teaser.
Yeah.
It's funny because, like, the Riddler has always been one of my favorite villains. Like, and so many great people have played him over the years. Jim Carrey played him in the movies as well. What truly makes playing the Riddler a great supervillain? And also, what goes into playing a good supervillain?
Well, him in particular, he has to think that he's more brilliant than anyone in the room, and that kind of brings a sort of swagger to him, a sort of confidence that really is a payoff when like the rug's pulled out from under him and someone outsmarts him. So there's this like bipolarity of like being super confident and then being absolutely humiliated, and then wreaking havoc and terror on people because of it.
Right, so there is a
Retribution.
manic side and a
very
darker
manic.
side too, though, as well. So how do you manage balancing that?
I mean, I have made the character, I like him to be fun. I like him to bring some levity and humor. It's a pretty dark world, and there are some other characters that are way more cunning and just vengeful. So I like him to be a bit brighter and a bit more colorful and bring some humor.
Okay, well, to that point then, because there are so many great villains in Batman, and we see almost all of them in Gotham in particular. You see Mr. Freeze, you see the Penguin as well. If all the Batman villains essentially got together and faced off in some sort of battle royale, would the Riddler win it, or would somebody else take it?
Well, if it required a lot of physical acumen,
He'd probably lose, yeah.
I think
but
he
it's
might
the
lose.
smarts who'd win.
Yeah, but he can probably outsmart anybody
Yeah?
else. So as long as I have an ability to kind of, work the situation to my advantage, I think I could.
Okay,
come out
so
on top.
we got to ask. Of course, you came out publicly in an interview recently with the Daily Beast. We'll talk a little bit about that interview in particular and what it's been like coming out over the course of the last few years.
Yeah, so I came out 13 years ago.
So
it's
not new news.
So it's not new news, and it's very odd that this is kind of like.
Resurfaced.
Yeah, it's just like this odd rite of passage or this sort of tradition that seems to happen.
But do you feel like there should be? I've always felt like there needs to be a superhero that represents the LGBTQ community. Do you feel like maybe that's your next role after this?
I don't know. Greg Berlanti's working on
Yes,
that.
he does.
He has a new animated show where the superhero is in the LGBT community. But for me, so I had a film that premiered at South by Southwest, and that's actually where we met.
I know.
It's called 1985, and it takes place in 1985, and the character has AIDS, and he's going back home to Texas for Christmas. It's just a lovely Christmas film, and it's about the secrets we keep from family to protect them. It doesn't deal with activism or politics or the medical drama. It's really just about family and communication and love and forgiveness. And it's the first time that I've played a role where talking about my personal life was kind of pertinent, and so I talked about why I connected with the character and why I wanted to do the film, and to Daily Beast, Kevin Fallon at Daily Beast, who is a great journalist, and it just kind of got picked up by some other.
Well, hey, visibility is always a great thing on all of this.
Look, representation is a great thing. After 13 years, I talk about it because it happens to do with my work.
But hey, listen, me growing up as a kid, if I would have saw somebody like you on television playing one of my favorite characters, that would have been amazing visibility growing up. Anyway, we got to play a game. We're always excited when a celebrity joins us, so we're going to play a quick game called Riddle Me This with Cory Michael
Are you ready?
Smith. This is very exciting. We're going to tell you a classic, pretty easy riddle, and you tell us what the answer is.
Okay.
Okay, ready? The first one is, what runs around a house but does not move? What runs around a house but does not move?
Oh, come on. See, when you preface these things by being like, oh, it's super easy.
It is super easy.
What runs around a house but doesn't move?
Okay,
it would keep supervillains or dogs so that they don't run away.
Fence. Yes, that's exactly what it's going to say. A fence. Yes, a fence. He got it correct.
This is kind of hard. This is kind of hard. Okay, next one. I start with an M, as in Mary, and end with an X, as in X-rated. I have a never-ending amount of letters. What am I?
Guys.
These are so hard. The mailbox. A mailbox. I don't think.
A never-ending
This is
thing
really
of letters.
hard.
Yes, these are actually. I thought they were supposed to be.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Okay.
You guys, you do understand? Like I play this person on TV. You're killing me here. You're really.
The mailbox is tricky, Cory. You're a good sport.
Mailbox is tricky. This one should be easier. I have a head and no body, but I do have a tail. What am I?
A coin.
Yes, they got it. See, he's good at this. We only have two more.
Right. One more.
And by two, I mean
two more, I guess. Okay, we see it once a year, twice in a week, but never in a day. What is it?
The letter E.
Yes.
All
He's good.
I just need a little warm up.
Last one, and this is the best one. What do you call a cow with no legs? Cow with no legs. What do you call maybe even a cow that's on the ground?
That's pretty good.
Ground beef.
Yes!
Okay, Cory.
Very good. See, Cory is very
3 out of 5.
Success.
You know what? I would have graduated school.
Yeah, exactly.
You got the majority right.
That is passing. Cory Michael Smith. Of course, you guys got to check out Gotham tonight on Fox. Such a pleasure to have him on tonight. It's on 8 p.m. Eastern and Pacific time. Cory,
Those
thank
were
you so
some
much.
hard riddles.
Thanks for having me.
He's a riddle genius.
Thank you again.
3 out of 5, which, by the way, is 3 more than what I ever got.